Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders took a gamble this offseason, a big one, when Adam Peters made the call to release Pro Bowl defensive lineman Jonathan Allen. Eyebrows were raised across the league, not because Allen wasn't a declining asset or because Peters didn't have a plan, but because the solution came in the form of a player many had already written off. That player was Javon Kinlaw, once considered a bust after being taken 14th overall in the 2020 NFL Draft. Kinlaw had struggled with injuries and inconsistency during his time with the 49ers. Yet Peters saw something others didn't. He handed Kinlaw a 3-year, $45 million deal with a whopping $30 million guaranteed. The reaction: outrage, confusion, laughter. Analysts labeled it a reckless move. Fans groaned, but Peters didn't flinch. And neither did Kinlaw. Fast forward to training camp in Ashburn, and all that noise has turned into silence because Kinlaw didn't just show up. He showed up transformed. Kinlaw is almost unrecognizable compared to the version we last saw. He's still massive, standing at 6'5" with that towering presence. But the difference is in the details. The body fat is down. The movement is crisper. The explosion off the line is undeniable. He's playing like a man who's tired of the narrative that's followed him his whole career. There's a hunger in his eyes. You can feel it in the way he attacks each drill. The Commander's staff isn't just pleased, they're buzzing. This is exactly what they hoped for when Peters pulled the trigger on that contract. While others scoffed, Kinlaw locked in. He dedicated his offseason to conditioning, to refining his body. And it's paying off. He's not playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's playing like the entire tree. And that's a scary prospect for offensive linemen around the league. Let's not forget, Javon Kinlaw was once viewed as a can't-miss prospect coming out of South Carolina. He had all the tools: size, length, power, motor, but in the NFL, availability is a skill, and Kinlaw had none of it. Nagging knee injuries derailed his early years in San Francisco. The flashes were there, but never consistent. He struggled to stay on the field and struggled even more to make an impact when he was on it. So when the 49ers let him walk, it wasn't much of a surprise. What was surprising, however, was the market Peters gave him. Not a one-year, prove-it deal, not a vet minimum flyer, but a real contract, real money, real belief. That belief is now starting to bear fruit. It's early days, sure, but every indication from camp is that Kinlaw is not just in shape, he's in rare form. He looks like a player ready to rewrite his story, and that's what makes this so compelling. Every great team has a redemption arc somewhere on its roster, a player who was cast aside, a player with something to prove. Right now, for the Commanders, that's Kinlaw. You talk to the coaching staff, and you hear it in their voices. They didn't expect this level of intensity. Joe Witt Jr. has already begun sketching out formations and packages to maximize Kinlaw's versatility. He'll be moved inside on early downs, wreaking havoc against the run. He'll be pushed outside on passing downs, using that newly leaner frame to explode off the edge. It's all about mismatches, all about putting Kinlaw in positions to succeed. The plan is fluid. The player is locked in, and the result could be something special. We've seen defensive lines transformed by one disruptive force before. Kinlaw could be that for Washington. One of the more fascinating aspects of Kinlaw's camp performance so far is his demeanor. This isn't just a guy trying to make a roster. This is a man on a mission. Teammates have taken notice. Coaches, too. He's leading by example, not with words, but with action. He's the first guy on the field, often the last to leave, and when he's out there, he's going 100% every snap, every drill, every rep. There's no loafing, no shortcuts. He knows what's at stake. Not just the money, which he's already got, but his reputation, his future. This is about legacy now. Kinlaw has an opportunity to go from forgotten to feared in one season. He understands that, and he's embracing the moment. There's something poetic about a player returning to relevance, not because of hype or media campaigns, but through sweat, sacrifice, and sheer willpower. For all the progress Kinlaw has made, the journey is just beginning. Training camp is where you lay the foundation, but the real test comes when the lights turn on and the games begin. Preseason will offer the first look at how Kinlaw fares against live competition. And then the regular season will be the crucible. Will that leaner frame hold up? Will the explosiveness translate into production? Can he be a 3-down difference maker? The Commanders are betting big that the answer is yes. But it's more than just hope, it's preparation, it's planned. They didn't just sign Kinlaw and cross their fingers. They've tailored a role for him. They've given him resources. They've built trust. Now, he has to deliver, and based on everything we've seen so far, there's every reason to believe he will. He looks like a different player because he is. Another key factor that could unlock Kinlaw's potential is the overall structure of this Commanders' defense. With a revamped coaching staff, a fresh scheme under Joe Witt Jr., and new energy all over the roster, this isn't the same Washington unit that struggled with consistency in 2023. There's accountability now, there's competition, and there's creativity. Witt isn't bound by traditional positional labels. He wants disruptors. He wants playmakers. Kinlaw fits that mold perfectly. His ability to move across the line makes him a chess piece in a scheme designed to confuse and collapse offenses, and with players like Darren Payne and KJ Henry around him, the Commanders suddenly have a front that can cause real problems. Kinlaw doesn't need to be Superman. He just needs to win his matchups. Do that, and the rest will take care of itself. The Commanders are building something, and Kinlaw might just be at the center of it. We also can't overlook the psychological aspect of Kinlaw's resurgence. Confidence is everything in the NFL. When a player starts believing again, truly believing, it changes everything. The body follows the mind, and right now, Kinlaw's mindset is locked in. He's not worried about the past. He's not concerned with what went wrong in San Francisco. That chapter is closed. This is about the now, about proving that he belongs. Not as a rotation piece or a depth guy, but as a leader, as a force, as a cornerstone. The Commanders took a risk, yes, but sometimes risk is what leads to reward. And Peters, for all the skepticism, may have pulled off a masterstroke. Kinlaw isn't just here to collect a check. He's here to make noise, to disrupt, to dominate. And if this version of him holds up, Washington might have found its defensive anchor for years to come. The NFL is a league of second chances. Some players squander them, others seize them. Kinlaw is showing every sign that he intends to seize his. He's not just physically ready, he's mentally sharper, emotionally tougher. He understands what this moment represents. It's more than a comeback, it's a resurrection. And few things are more dangerous than a player who knows exactly what he has to lose. The Commanders, long searching for identity and consistency, may have stumbled into a defining piece of their puzzle, a player who can shift games, collapse pockets, and lead a unit by example. The gamble is still in progress. The season hasn't started. But if Kinlaw's early performance is any indication, the payoff could be massive. He's not just another body on the line. He's a tone setter, a statement, and maybe, just maybe, the steal of free agency in 20-5. In the end, Javon Kinlaw's story is still being written. But the latest chapter is off to a thrilling start. He arrived at Commanders camp looking nothing like the player many remembered, because he isn't. He's evolved, he's grown, he's hungry, and now he's in the perfect situation to let it all out on the field. The stage is set, the support system is in place, the coaches believe, the front office believes, and slowly but surely, the fans are starting to believe too. It's rare in today's NFL to see a narrative flip this fast, but Kinlaw has earned it. Not with words, but with work, with sacrifice, with focus. There's a long road ahead, but every great comeback starts with a spark. Kinlaw lit his. Now it's time to see if he can turn that spark into a fire, and if he does, the Commanders might have just won big, without anyone realizing it until now. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Rumor has it that ZA'DARIUS Smith, the relentless quarterback hunter, is set to make a massive impact in the nation's capital. Sources suggest that Smith has finalized a deal with the Washington Commanders, and his arrival in DC is being buzzed about as a potential game changer for the NFC East. Known for his ferocious pass rushing skills and intimidating presence on the defensive line, Smith's move to the Commanders is stirring up excitement among fans and analysts alike. The chatter around the league hints that Washington could finally have the defensive force it desperately needs to shake up the division. While nothing is officially confirmed yet, insiders say that Smith's aggressive style and leadership might inject new life into a Commanders team hungry for dominance. His reputation as a relentless hunter of quarterbacks precedes him, making this rumored signing one of the most talked about moves this offseason. Could ZA'DARIUS be the key to ending Washington's struggles against top NFC East rivals? Only time will tell, but the buzz is undeniable. The whispers around Washington, D.C. are growing louder, suggesting that Zadarius Smith's presence could drastically alter the balance of power in the NFC East. Known for terrorizing quarterbacks and disrupting offenses, Smith's skill set aligns perfectly with what the Commanders have lacked in recent seasons. Fans and pundits alike speculate that the team's defensive line will transform with Smith's addition, potentially giving them a brutal edge against rival teams like the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants. The excitement isn't just about his on-field performance. Smith's experience and leadership could elevate the entire defense, setting a tone of toughness and resilience. Industry insiders are buzzing with the idea that this signing isn't just a short-term fix, but a strategic move to build a championship-contending squad. Washington's front office seems to be sending a message they're ready to dominate the division, and Zadarius Smith might be the catalyst. The speculation is that this move could make the Commanders the team to watch in the coming NFL season. In football circles, the potential signing of Zadarius Smith by the Washington Commanders is being discussed with a mix of excitement and curiosity. The buzz is that Smith, a proven force on defense, is ready to bring his veteran presence to a team eager for respect in the NFC East. Analysts are debating how his addition could impact the Commanders' defensive schemes and overall team dynamics. Smith's relentless pressure on quarterbacks has changed the fortunes of previous teams he's played for, making this rumored move a hot topic among NFL insiders. There's talk that Washington's defense could become one of the toughest in the league, especially if Smith lives up to expectations and stays healthy. The NFC East has been unpredictable in recent years, but with Smith's arrival, some believe the Commanders might finally tip the scales in their favor. The question on everyone's lips is whether this signing signals the start of a new era in Washington football. Behind closed doors, sources suggest the Washington Commanders are laying the groundwork for a defensive revolution with the potential addition of Zadarius Smith. The rumor mill is running wild, with speculation that Smith's fierce style of play will not only disrupt opposing quarterbacks, but also inspire his new teammates to elevate their game. This move could represent a significant shift in the Commanders' approach, emphasizing a defense-first mentality that could make them a nightmare for offenses. Across the NFC East, the locker room buzz is reportedly optimistic, with veteran players welcoming the prospect of Smith's leadership and intensity. Pundits speculate that his ability to pressure the passer and wreak havoc in the backfield might be exactly what Washington has been missing to turn close games into decisive victories. This signing could be the defining moment that shifts the Commanders from NFC East underdogs to legitimate contenders. The excitement is palpable, and the anticipation continues to build around what Smith could bring to the capital. The NFL rumor mill has been relentless, with whispers about Zadarius Smith's imminent arrival in Washington, painting a picture of a defensive juggernaut ready to take the NFC East by storm. Speculation centers on how Smith's aggressive pass-rushing prowess could transform the Commanders' defensive front, making them a formidable force against their divisional foes. Experts are discussing the possibility that Smith's experience and skill set will complement the existing defensive talent, creating a perfect storm of pressure and disruption. Fans are buzzing with hope that this signing could finally provide the Commanders with the defensive identity they've long sought. The rumor suggests that Smith's presence could make the team more confident and resilient, especially in high-stakes divisional matchups. Conversations around the league hint that this could be a pivotal offseason move, one that signals Washington's intent to compete at the highest level. If the whispers hold true, the NFC East may be in for a dramatic shakeup this year. In the sports world, the potential signing of Zadarius Smith by the Washington Commanders is fueling a wave of anticipation and debate. Industry insiders speculate that Smith's knack for hunting quarterbacks will add a new dimension to Washington's defense, a unit that has shown flashes but lacked consistent dominance. This rumor is stirring excitement among Commanders fans, who have long awaited a defensive cornerstone capable of changing the course of games. Analysts are weighing in on how Smith's arrival could impact the team's strategy, possibly shifting the focus toward an aggressive, disruptive defense designed to control the line of scrimmage. The buzz is that Smith's presence might also boost the morale and performance of younger defensive players, fostering a culture of toughness and accountability. The possibility that this signing could lead Washington back to playoff contention is a hot topic in sports media. If the rumor materializes, Smith's impact could reverberate throughout the entire NFC East landscape. The NFL grapevine is alive, with talk that Zadarius Smith's move to the Washington Commanders could signal a major power shift in the NFC East. Speculation runs deep about how Smith's relentless pass rush might finally provide Washington with the defensive weapon they desperately need to challenge the division's top contenders. Industry watchers are fascinated by the potential matchup nightmares Smith could create for rival quarterbacks who might struggle to contain his speed and strength off the edge. The rumor also hints at a renewed intensity within the Commanders' locker room, where Smith's leadership style could galvanize the team and foster a winning mentality. Some experts predict that this acquisition might force the Cowboys, Eagles, and Giants to rethink their offensive game plans, knowing that Washington's defense could become their toughest obstacle. The chatter suggests that Smith's impact will go beyond stats, influencing the culture and confidence of the Commanders as they eye a division title. If this signing comes to fruition, the NFC East could become one of the most competitive divisions in the league. Among NFL fans and analysts, the buzz about Zadarius Smith's potential signing with the Washington Commanders is creating high expectations for the upcoming season. The rumor suggests that Smith's fierce defensive style and veteran savvy could make the Commanders a defensive powerhouse capable of shaking up the NFC East hierarchy. Speculation is rife that Smith's impact will be immediate, with his ability to pressure quarterbacks and disrupt defensive rhythm, providing Washington with a much-needed edge. This anticipated signing is being viewed as a strategic move by the Commanders to rebuild a defense that has struggled to consistently stop opponents. Conversations in sports media point to Smith's role as a potential mentor for younger players, fostering a culture of toughness and resilience. The hope among fans is that this move signals a new era, where Washington emerges as a legitimate contender in the division. If the rumors prove accurate, the Commanders could be poised for a significant turnaround. The speculation surrounding Zadarius Smith's arrival in Washington is stirring excitement among Commanders supporters, who see this as a potential turning point for their team. The rumor implies that Smith's relentless pass rush and experience could finally give Washington the defensive identity they've long sought. Sports analysts are buzzing about how this signing might shift the balance of power in the NFC East, where the division's top teams have often overshadowed the Commanders. The chatter indicates that Smith's presence can not only improve Washington's pass rush, but also inject confidence throughout the defense, elevating the team's overall competitiveness. This buzz is further fueled by Smith's reputation as a player who brings energy and leadership both on and off the field, qualities that the Commanders could desperately use. Fans are hopeful that this rumored acquisition is a sign of the franchise's commitment to building a contender. If true, Zadarius Smith might become the face of a new era in Washington football. As the NFL offseason heats up, rumors of Zadarius Smith's deal with the Washington Commanders have become one of the most talked-about stories across the league. The speculation paints a vivid picture of a dominant defensive force landing in D.C., ready to shake up the NFC East. Smith's reputation as a relentless quarterback hunter precedes him, and insiders suggest that his arrival could transform the Commanders' defense into one of the fiercest in the NFL. This move, if confirmed, could mark the beginning of a new chapter for Washington, a team eager to reclaim its spot among the elite in a highly competitive division. The buzz surrounding Smith's signing goes beyond his on-field skills, highlighting the leadership and intensity he brings to every game. Fans and analysts alike are watching closely, wondering if Zadarius Smith's landing in Washington will be the spark that finally propels the Commanders to dominance in the NFC East. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.